Okay.
Larry, did you have
Repeat
any?
your question. Did you want to speak?
Public comment, as we
No, I
open to
didn't say
public
anything.
comment, just so.
He was just turning the camera on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no public comment. Regular agenda. F1, lines on the new tennis courts for pickleball at Howard Park.
That's kind of my project, hey?
I think it's a good project.
I think it's a great project.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now in the jar, in the pickle jar, is $950.
What do we need?
We need 2,600. That's what the installer said. It would have been only 2,000 if we had done it when they had lined the tennis court. So we're paying an extra $600 because of, we didn't do it when they lined the tennis court.
Yeah, I heard something about that, that if we did it at the same time, it wasn't in our Nexus study, so we couldn't
That's-
call it
that's what-
pickleball at the time,
You couldn't have put it on because of the.
because it was the grant. But now that we're outside of those grant funds, we can do our own,
Yeah.
which is why it wasn't done originally. So,
So there's another one of the organizations in town, IPCA, wants me to apply for a grant. They'll give us a little bit of money there.
okay.
And then I just heard tonight that the Rancheria won't match what we have in the jar.
Okay.
Well, we got $10,000 in the jar then.
No shovel.
When they want to go over and gamble and put it on the pass line and double it, we can do that.
But that is a possibility, so once you get the money in,
Possible.
you need to make a call to them, and I'm pretty sure they'll do it.
Yeah, well, so what I want to do is get a few more bucks in here. If we get another $300 in here, a match would pretty much take care of it.
Yeah, let me talk to, Ione Homecoming Committee.
I've already talked to IBCA, that's where I'm going tomorrow.
That's Ione Homecoming.
No, IBCA.
Yeah.
Don't the women's 9-hole and stuff, don't they do some of that? They give donations for like recreational, it's not necessarily all towards golf, is it?
Who's that?
The women's like 9-hole and 18-hole at the golf course? Like the
haven't-
groups?
I
I can ask if they,
don't know.
Has anybody talked to Native Sons?
No, the only information's been put out on Ione neighborhood. That's where it was put out. I put it out originally.
Okay.
And
It is
that's
in
where all
the-
the discussion was.
It is in the newsletter that will go out next week
okay.
also,
So that should generate, because a
Yeah,
lot of
so-
people want it. We don't have that much for our senior community as far as things like that goes, so.
Yeah, there's actually a group that wants to start a league, a pickleball league.
Okay.
And we don't need different nets. All you do is lower them by 2 inches. Yeah. Pickleball's 34, tennis is 36, so you just lower them by 2 inches. And the lines will be drawn a different color, so they won't confuse people who may or may not be playing tennis.
Yeah.
So it looks real positive. People want to do it, so let's do it.
I think it's just something else to offer our community. That's a good job.
Yeah, I just read this letter that we got. Maybe that has to do with this too, right? Concerning,
I don't know what you're referring to, sorry.
I think that's your next agenda item.
is that the next
Yeah.
agenda? item?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's about all I have, other than the fact that I'm just trying to raise some money to get the job done, rather than having the city come up with any more money, because as I understand, the city doesn't have any money either. And of course, Parks and Rec has no money. Never did.
I know.
This is all we have.
Right.
Okay, that's it.
Anything from other commissioners?
I think it's going good there, sounds like.
Angie? Nope. No. Okay. Open to public comment? There is no public comment? Okay. Moving on to number 2, roller skating on the new tennis courts at Howard Park. So there was a letter.
I saw the letter. I think we need to do some
Yeah,
more
it's right here.
research on our own before we allow this, because I've heard from somebody, I'm not mentioning, but that this would be a detriment to the surface on the tennis court. They say they got the screenshot, says you can do anything. My feeling on that is, yes, you can do anything you planned it for. It doesn't mean, just like Dan and I were talking, it said flood it with ice, you can make an ice rink out of it. Okay, that's fine. That's what you planned for. But I think with the striping and whatnot that you have on there for basketball, tennis, we put new striping on there for pickleball. To me, roller skating is going to
Yeah, and
make
technically,
because they're gonna skate more around and around because the nets are there. You're gonna have a path worn there, you're gonna eliminate the lines. I think we need to do a lot more research on how this will hold up before we say, take that roller skating out. That's my opinion, but whatever everybody else thinks.
well, I know the intention of the ground surface is not for roller skating. We know that, and again, I agree with you that the uses, there's already 3 in that small area, and I think we have a lot of areas to roller skate.
Where?
Well, we have all around the golf course is all of that, there's past this big, I see people do it all day long.
Yeah, there's a group that wants to have a space, a slab somewhere, and I've actually talked to some of them about, we've got this park that we keep imagining over by the, they call it the train park. That would be perfect for a big slab over there. That would be a perfect spot if we could do it someday.
Yeah, I just don't see it on the basketball court as I like that they stopped it, because it is gonna ruin the padding that they put down there. Like, if it was just a basketball concrete slab, that would be one thing, but
Yeah,
it's,
the type
it's not.
would be there.
Yeah,
I suppose, I don't know what it is, I'm not familiar with the details of it, but there's something on there that's kind of a padding.
Yeah, the squares, they're, I don't know what they're made of. It's a plastic component.
Yeah.
It's all in 12-inch squares that they've installed.
And from what I understand, from talking to a couple of people, it's roller skating would be detrimental. I mean, I'm not against roller, but I'd like to see roller skate. I'm used to roller skate in my younger years, but.
Before it burned down? Before the roller rink burned down?
I wasn't here when the roller rink burned down. But, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea if we could put forward, have a place for, a slab somewhere.
Oh, I agree.
When we do something with that area over there by the, what's so-called train park, there's a big area for a big slab. It doesn't cost much to put a
I
concrete
don't
slab
think
down.
there's been any real plans made for that, I mean, about a layout or anything?
No.
Lori, did you-
no, I think they're concentrating on
Just the building?
the initial building, and then they were concentrating on combining the lots together, so there were 3 lots, those are combined.
Yeah.
That we're doing the building, and then the layout was kind of a,
Here's your plan.
thought you were gonna show me the blank side. I see,
So it's
I've
got
seen
like a
that,
shade
yeah.
structure there, the bathroom's there, play structure's there.
So you got.
So that's what's planned now, but if
Yeah,
you wanna
but you-
tweak something like
Well,
that.
you have a lot of room there, because
You can
I'm
do
assuming the rest of
something.
it's grass. I mean,
Yeah.
we'd have to depend on how big a slab you
Well,
want.
actually, you could just not even do a slab, just do
Do a track.
a big pathway.
Yeah, or an oval,
Yeah.
Okay, I understand, yeah, that'd be a good
Yeah,
idea.
so that's what's planned, but if anytime you guys wanna add something to it, I don't know how many copies here, take a crane and draw on it.
A coffee place right over there in the corner drive-through.
Right? No, I understand that people would like to roller skate, and we actually, it was in our original Howard Park plan to do a roller rink over by the skate park. There's a big oval if you look at the old plan, it was always in there, so. I mean, it's something that's been thought about, I just don't, me personally, do not think it belongs on the tennis, basketball courts. But,
Yeah, the only lines on over there at the basketball, there's no basketball court lines, it's just tennis lines. They didn't even put basketball lines in,
No.
which was maybe something we'll have to think about down the road, I don't know. If we're actually gonna play over there.
Do you want to do more research on it, or do you want to just kind of scratch the research on it then and move forward to the train park?
On the, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's a no-go, is my opinion.
Okay.
How'd that sign get up there? Who put the signs up?
I have no idea.
Well, it's saying on here, she's saying that the Snap Sports, which I think she's saying is what our product is
Yes,
saying you can roller skate on it.
well, that's what I say, you can do a lot of things on a lot of things, but you can't do both at once.
It wouldn't be as smooth because the friction would slow down the wheels.
Yeah.
A lot.
And then you're gonna have people out there trying to play tennis while people go around in circles outside the tennis court, and I just don't see it being a feasible option at this time.
I agree with that. Angie, do you?
Yeah, I agree. I just wasn't sure. I want to clarify, make sure that you didn't want to do the research like at the beginning.
Well, I
like you
thought
said.
about it for a minute, and
And then, yeah,
I
so
changed
that's
my mind,
scratched.
'cause I'm old and I can do that.
Well, I think we all are. You're not the only one. So, no, I think it's a good idea to kind of rethink it and maybe eventually when we get that train park up and running, that would be a good place for it.
And there hasn't been that much usage right now. I mean, it was cleaned off. I guess the city employees are cleaning it off because it was full of leaves the other day, and I went over there yesterday, it was cleaned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen several people out there earlier on.
Earlier on,
It's
yeah,
frozen
earlier
out.
on.
Now it's colder.
It's not on the agenda, but we'll bring it up later. About the people that are using it for charge lessons.
Oh,
People that what?
well,
Well, it's on the agenda.
Oh,
I don't know
sorry.
if I can discuss it or not, but
Text me.
so anything else? Commission? Open it to public comment?
It gets used a lot.
Go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead, Jim, sorry.
The committee, that, it was former committee member Dominic Atlin that proposed a roller hockey rink for Howard Park.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that that project was included on the Nexus study that we did 5-6 years ago.
It is, Jim. The location, I think, wasn't it over by the skate park, I believe?
Yes,
Yeah, I believe it's,
yes.
I just think it's a separate project from the basketball and tennis courts. That's all.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting the basketball courts. I'm saying that the Nexus report already contains the idea of a roller skating arena out at Howard Park
Yep,
over toward where the BMX track is being proposed. Probably a better, in my opinion, a better option than the train park. Because with the train park, you may run into problems securing grants for the restoration of the building if it's a multi-purpose facility. That's all I have.
thank you, Jim.
Hi, Lori Laura here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead, Lori.
Hi, my couple of comments are, I agree with you, Angela, there's lots of places around for people to skate, but I will tell you, because the nice thing about being at home and I can look on my computer, roller skating happens on tennis courts all the time, so it really kind of comes down to what you all decide, for the use. It says it doesn't hurt them unless you have people skidding, using the rubber toe stubs, and then it can leave marks. So, again, nothing's monitored, so there's no way to watch how the kids or whoever is using it. So, it really falls to the commissioners to decide if they want to have it happen there. Also, as far as the train park goes, people have gone to a lot of work to already develop a plan. It's tentative, of course, for that park. With sidewalk going through it and this and that, I'm not sure where a big enough slab would go to make it worth your while for people to do roller skating on, per se. And right there, you have an empty parking lot on the junior high, they could skate there. You've got an empty parking lot at Evelyn Bishop Hall, they can skate there. But that park is still on hold, waiting for this grant money to come through, which the last time I got a notice about that, that's still maybe several months off. I'm not sure, maybe Lori McGraw can just speak to that. So, and then I'm hoping in either place, either the train park or over at the tennis courts. hurts the skate people, you know, that might be something you have to deal with in the future.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Anything from anyone else? Close public comment. Move on to, I lost my spot. Rebuilding of the BMX track at Howard Park. Stacy.
Oh, yeah, I'm rebuilding it. When I redid the trail from the school to Howard Park, I thought I'd pull into the BMX track and try and redo it, and I couldn't even find it. It's under about 10 foot of blackberries and trees, and so I called Kenny Mackey, and he's gonna burn it on Thursday. But they had a fire up in Sutter Creek, so he tried to do it last Friday, and I burned some of it, but, so when I put it out on Facebook, I had Jeff Campbell, which is a friend of mine that owns Campbell Construction out of Sutter Creek, and he says, no problem, I'll be down there and take care of all of it for you for free. Well, I let Yeager know that, so Yeager says, nope, that's my dirt, I'm gonna take care of it. So I got two contractors fighting over who's gonna donate it to do it, so. It'll be Carson Yeager that'll do it, but we're gonna meet him in a couple days, and we're gonna go out there and take the brush off of it at first, and then we'll get Donnie Tillery and Eddie Reed, all the guys that used to race on it, to go in and kind of put it back to how it was. And then most people don't know that Tommy's Garage, his daughter, is I think she's a world champion BMX rider. And she's got people that will donate to make it all up to snuff, and maybe they can put it back on the circuit. So it's an easy thing to do. It's only gonna take about a day or two of dozer work and it'll be done. And then the roller rink that you're talking about is actually off a little to the, I guess it'd be the north of it.
Yeah, it's behind, it's like this way from the skate park, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might, being that we're out there, we might push some things away and get it ready
And
for
what about
that.
our frisbee? Does it all coincide?
There's
with
only
that?
one frisbee thing we moved. There's one propane tank on a stick out in the middle of one turn, so we can move that somewhere else. But that's the only thing that affects it on the one hole, whatever we call it, frisbee. So,
Any other issues with the BMX track that we should be?
no, I've got like, all the kids at the skate park are all excited because they said, we have bikes and nowhere to race them. We can race them there, so. Yeah, so it's gonna cost the city absolutely nothing to do this. There's so many people of my era. I hated the thing personally because my dad bought me a really cool Swin bike that had a Springer front end on it. It was more for like cushy roads, and I jumped it once and about broke my back. So I'm not a big BMX track fan, but all my friends were, so all the kids are excited too, so.
Thanks, Larry.
As we add more, just a question, as we add more things, we have the tennis court, basketball court, pickleball, BMX, we got the little skate park, we're talking about a roller rink park. It seems to me the liability has increased a lot. So what happens when a kid cracks his head?
There'll have to be signage just like at the skate park. I mean, people are gonna get hurt at the skate park just as much as they will at the BMX track, right? Like, they're
The
both
skate
pretty
park is
dangerous.
way more dangerous.
Yeah, I agree,
than
100%.
BMX track, I'll tell you
But
that.
there should be verbiage out there that skate at your own risk, you know, the attorney should have some, I'm sure we have that at the park.
Well, I think that's.
There's
even
nothing-
At City Hall, it's the same thing.
I believe we did have that at the
Well,
park.
there's nothing at the tennis court, pickleball, basketball court right now, other than a little bitty sign that says no pets, no roller skating. Doesn't, I don't think it says use at your own risk. I took a picture of it the other day.
I'll make a sign and put it up, Dan. It'll be-
Yeah, like, I mean, I think all of our municipal properties should have,
They're
like,
they're under one big blanket. so
yeah.
they don't
Oh, it
matter.
does say use courts at own risk. And no alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that
Come
exact.
on, you did that.
But it doesn't say no pot, so they're okay with that. The kids can have that over there.
Anything,
Should
Angie?
we, are we okay with that?
I know, I think you should talk to the
Well,
city
that's
attorney.
really not on the agenda, but I mean, I agree, some
Should we-
liability from an attorney will be discussed prior to allowing that to open.
I think rebuilding the BMX track, having a liability issue on rebuilding something is a part of the agenda.
Yeah, well, that's what we're saying, it
Yeah.
should have a liability, but it's something I think needs to be written up by an attorney that would protect
Okay,
us, as
right.
opposed to just saying, use at your own risk. I'm
Right.
not sure how protected we'd be at that,
Right.
Oh, that's easy.
right? And it's part of the original park. I'm not sure why it got overgrown in the first place, but.
I think video games came out.
Yeah, kid using it, it was,
You can't text and ride a bicycle at the same time, is that what you're saying?
it's called multitasking, you're up to that.
So nothing else from commission? Public comment?
Hi, Lori again. I guess I thought that there was a code, specifically, Angela, you brought it up about liability from a city's point of view for anything that goes on inside the parks,
Yeah,
all the activities. However, I can tell you that somebody got hurt at the barn, and they did sue the city, and they did prevail. So it can happen, so.
same with the pool and same with the park behind us.
That's how it worked out. That needs to be figured out for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, she done. The only thing I got to say is if the BMX, it's just like the horse race, they have big events, they gotta carry their own insurance. And they've done that out there before. I mean, we used to have probably the biggest thing we ever had was fireworks, and I remember that was about $5,000 a year for the insurance just for the fireworks. That was the biggest ink thing, and there was 25,000 paid people come to that last time.
Yeah,
And people don't realize that. That was the biggest income we ever had in the city that I know about. That's paid, that even ones around the, watching everywhere else. Thank you.
thank you, Larry.
Can I ask what happened with that?
Somebody got hurt, fireworks, that kinda acted up, and it come, well, right toward, we were pretty close to it, and it just kinda singed this person anyway. They sued, and then the insurance went out of sight, and it got so big that the California CHP wanted $4,000, and even Caltrans where I worked, they put signs up and they started charging them. It got so, you're only making about $4,000 on your bringing in $25,000-$30,000.
Yeah,
It got so, it wasn't, it's like nobody wants it.
thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, we will move on. I keep switching my pages here. It kind of corresponds with the last one, the pathway between elementary school and Howard Park has been cleared.
Yep, it's all done except for about probably, the part, I went from Howard Park all the way to, I guess it'd be the fence line of the school. You can drive a semi-truck down that whole thing now. So from the school part, I haven't had time yet because I don't have time. But Kenny said he would take a crew in there and clean up the last like 20 feet of this stuff where you walk by the school, the little trail and the brush there.
What about the closure of the park now, because it's so open now from behind?
It's always been open.
Yeah, but you couldn't drive a semi down it.
Yeah, they did old days, yeah.
Just
Oh, they
asking
don't
the
know trees
question.
back there, but, yeah, so it's so Kenny can drive a truck down there if he had to or whatever, because I had a tractor out there anyhow, so I might as well do the whole thing, so. But you can't physically do it because you can't drive it by the school. The school trail is only gonna be like maybe 5 feet wide at the most, just because it's against their fence now and the trees. But then once you get down in the dip across the little
Yeah.
bridge there, then it's,
Is it,
Yeah, walk
is
it.
it on is it on the fence line going, if you walk into the elementary, you have to go around the fence? How do you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you get into it?
yeah, you just kinda hug the fence and then you go behind the school, then it opens up to a road.
Yeah, baseball's been walking it for years in their parade. That's how they get to the park.
Yeah. Which is actually nice, because now even the skate kids are like complaining about walking up the road and it's,
Well, yeah,
the
because you
trail's
just see,
open and they're
yeah,
like,
you see
"Really?"
the skate kids walk on the main road and that's dangerous.
Yeah, so now they're walking, like when I was a kid, you walked, if you went to Howard Park when I was a kid, you walked to the school and over, you didn't go up the highway.
Yeah,
Did the school have a problem with, because you can't walk on the campus?
You know, it's on the right.
it's kind of to the right of it. It's not under the,
Right.
behind the log gates.
They're crossing on their property, but they don't really care. They were so excited that we actually cleaned
Okay.
up part of it, so.
Anything from any commissioners?
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
Open to public comment? public comment? Okay, so update from Allison, manager at Ed Hughes. I don't know if I report. Do I need to introduce myself? No?
Yes, who are you?
Just for the people at home as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is Allison, I'm Allison LaFane, I manage the Ed Hughes Arena and the Howard Park Stables. And just wanted to give you a little update, so you're in my memo, tried to make it as short and brief as I could. Not much has changed, COVID kind of put a damper on a lot this year. We tried to have a big fundraiser for the Amador Country Christmas. Had a lot of interest, but it got shut down at the last minute. But it gave us some insight into what we could do out there. So we have 3 or 4 big fundraisers planned. We want to do, I keep saying we, and it's just me. Once a month, a farmer's market, if we could
Great.
get that together. It would be awesome out there. There's so much room, it's pretty, and the trees and the green grass. And then Easter in the park, the Saturday before Easter, the California Cowgirls have put together a crazy day. They have 600 eggs and counting. We will have a petting zoo, Easter bunny, vendors, just a fun day for the kids. Hopefully by April, things are good. I don't know if we've ever had an Easter egg hunt in the park, have we?
Yeah, we do. IBCA does one every year.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they do it over on the soccer?
No, they do it over like at the play structure there. Is it
Okay.
Rotary or
It's
IBCA?
Homecoming Association.
The alumni is.
It's the alumni. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure the right person is given credit for it. But they do a great job.
Maybe I'll combine them
They're
together.
over on the left-hand side of Evelyn Bishop, and I think they do it Easter. Like, I think they do it the
Easter
day
Sunday
before.
or
Yeah,
something.
they do it on Easter, so it wouldn't really
Well, this would be the
conflict.
day before,
So
so maybe parents could
maybe
pick.
chat
I'd
with
like
them.
to talk with them because I know they're getting old and tired of doing it. They might want someone to
And these
take
are
it over.
young girls that are doing it. They're the drill
I think
team.
Uncle Jake's done it for 70 years and he's only
Yeah,
70.
they're excited.
They
They
do
have
some
games and.
They did the gold eggs and the silver eggs, and kids would win big gifts, and it was like, they did a
Maybe-
really
maybe
nice job.
combining them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it, I just participated with kids. So.
Yeah, so I'll reach out, but the IBCA or the homecoming.
Alumni
Vindy.
Association.
Alumni Association, Alumni Association. Janice, do you know who to give
Is it
president?
Mindy?
No, it's the Herfels.
I'll
and-
give you your
and the-
number.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
I think that would be great.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Have you talked to the Farms of Amador on, as far as the farmers
I
market?
have researched, gone on, looked at their website, et cetera, et cetera. Placing it, I see that they have one in Sutter Creek, they have one in
Jackson.
Jackson and one in Plymouth.
Mhm.
They only have 3. that I
They used to
can
have one in Ione
find. Okay, they did?
It was over.
for a long time.
Just- Yeah, but they only did it, they didn't do it for too long. I
No,
don't
they
think
didn't, well, they had it, they didn't,
wasn't
I don't
good.
know. It's an organization that doesn't like Ione.
Well, they're one of my clients, so I can
Oh.
work with them, so
Okay.
if they don't cooperate, then
Yeah, I'd like to see how it works out.
It wasn't actually Ione, it was the city manager at the time,
True.
right?
That's
Okay.
something I'd like to
yeah,
see.
I'll see if I can, I'll talk to them and
Yes.
see,
Yes.
put them in touch with you in that way, because they're always looking for some place to open up a new area.
Yes, and when we started the Amador Country Christmas, and when we canceled it, we had so many people say, please do a farmer's market, just please do something. Especially if, we can always shove it under the arena.
Right.
If we have to. And the other thing that we were thinking of was a Monte Carlo night, which would be a lot of fun, card games, fundraiser, music, all that good stuff. But just ways to bring money in, so we can build the things we need to build and repair the things that we need to repair. Right now, we're being booked quite a bit. I'm producing 2 events a month just to generate more income, but we're losing out still on money. We have no concessions, the horse pens, the trailer hookups, so they're going to Lincoln or they're going to Ceres. I have managed to steal 2 producers from Ceres, but that requires more work from me. I'm finding their vendors, I'm finding their livestock, I'm getting quotes for them, which I don't mind, but I'd like to eventually not have to work so hard. But, yeah, to get the pens, I'm buying them piece by piece. To get a concession trailer, what I've done in the research, we could get a new one. A trailer is better than building a concession stand. It's enclosed, we don't have to do plumbing, we don't have to do electrical, we don't have to get the big building permit. And a new custom food trailer, probably about $20,000.
Is it not better to bring in a food truck and take a percentage of the profits?
Yes, we can make $2,000 to $3,000 on a good event with food.
Yeah.
And it's just such, we don't make much on the arena. We make a couple $100. By the time we pay for the tractor and the groomer teeth and the water truck and whatever equipment is used, yeah, at the most it's $300 on a Saturday. It's not a lot. And I've gone to arenas where I've actually gotten the arena for free because the arena owner takes all the concessions, all the stalls, all the pens. So he can afford to give the arena away. But yeah, big events like that, your concessions is gonna bring in $3,000 to $4,000 if it's, let's say, a 3-day event. That's a lot. That's better than a percentage. So then we get to keep the whole piece of the pie.
Who's gonna run the concessions, like,
I could find somebody to run concessions.
but isn't that similar to like if you're gonna pay someone to do it, it would be the same as kind of renting out a food truck type
Well, we
situation?
pay them, pay them an hourly wage, but, no, it would benefit us.
Okay. I'd like to see some numbers on that, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
The difference between like a concession percentage versus a purchasing the overhead, the cost of an employee, so, just question. Sure.
And then on the pens and the hookups, that's the usual run is $30 for a hookup, 30 to 40 for a pen. And most arenas, our 2 competing arenas are Lincoln and Ceres. They both have covered arenas and they both have all the amenities. And when people roll into their arena, they require that they get a pen. They can't tie their horses up to a trailer, they can't bring in their portables, and they can't dry camp.
Is Ceres and Lincoln owned by the municipality, or is it privately?
They're private, yeah. But they're taking most of our business. When people go out on the weekend, they want to stay the whole weekend. They don't want to just come in on a Saturday for a few hours. They want to camp with their friends, they want to put their lawn chairs out, they want to have a good weekend. And we don't have that capability because we can't feed them and pen their horses and hook them up.
So if you could feed them and their pens, then they would stay there and camp there all
Yep.
weekend.
Friday, Saturday?
Use those picnic tables, maybe even park way over by the south end of the soccer fields where that open space is.
That would be amazing, yeah.
If that space that was cleared, nothing's ever been done with.
Yeah, and I did suggest that last year,
Right.
because soccer could use it, baseball could use it. We could use it during Halloween for Preston Castle, have people come stay, shuttle them back and forth to the castle. And there's a lot of uses for trailer hookups back there. Plus it would look better. Get rid of the snakes.
And get them off your road.
Get them off the road. They're not bad right now.
Yeah.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up and I didn't put it in here. If there was any way we could lower the speed limit while trailers and horses are present to maybe 5 miles an hour.
I don't know it's a matter of lowering it or keeping people driving it. Like, you know, I know.
Yeah, yeah. But as you can see, what I put in here, we do have cameras going up. We're trying to catch the person who keeps spinning it's in the parking lot. They go in the morning when the gates are open. Because when I leave at night, the tire marks aren't there, but when I come in the morning, they're there. So, yes, so we have a security system up. It'll be going up this week. It'll go on the parking area, it'll go onto the payment box, and onto the southeast gate.
Great.
So we can keep better track of who's not paying. And just see what's going on out there when I'm not there.
Good idea.
I'd like to put one out at the barn too. There is a mountain lion out there.
As a female lives out there.
Yes, she's out there quite a bit. She's not bothering the horses. I think we should leave her alone, but I'd kind of like to see what she's doing.
She's getting plenty of food, I hear.
She does, the jackrabbits.
Cats.
No, I haven't seen any cats.
It's why.
Probably why, yeah. But somebody did say they saw her on the road last night,
Right.
eating a deer.
Mhm.
Yes, so, I'd like to just have cameras out there.
I think as long as that line stays out there instead of get closer to the elementary school, because it's been close. I've heard in the past that some of the comments was that lion moved closer to the elementary school too.
Well, it's pretty close to Wildflower.
Yeah,
Oh, that's Wildflower.
hey, no.
She lives there.
I'm in Wildflower. And the other thing that's on the very bottom of my list is getting a garden. I wanted to say community garden out there back by the barn, but it would have to have some real controls. I was gonna talk to Lori Lord about it. There's just one spot that's just great soil, it's not like we don't have manure. We could build a huge garden and donate the food to the kitchens, local cooking kitchens. Just a project. I don't know if the elementary school the kids would want to be involved for a science project, or, I don't know, I could talk to some of the teachers, but they could walk the path, the new path, all the way out there. And I know that there's grant money for that. So,
We got it one year for the schools.
I think that was
The
one of
La
our
Sala.
goals last night too. Dan Epperson, that was his main goal, is to build one, so. you
A
can pretty
community
much-
garden?
Yeah.
it'd be a great spot.
We'll tell
for
him
it.
about it, because he'll back you up 1,000%
Be a
on
great,
that one.
great spot on the other side of the barn. It just gets sun all day long. There's
Except for the
already
mountain
water.
lion.
Yeah, except for the mountain lion.
Mountain lion's not a vegetarian.
They're not vegetarians,
They're full. She's full.
and we can get more people to take care of it.
I'm gonna send you out there, Sheldon.
That's about all I have.
But the
I
speakers
mean,
over there.
we're just making improvements, the new roping boxes, it's all in here. I do have an in, and I hooked Stacy up with this individual. One of my new neighbors is the command sergeant major for the Army battalion in Placerville, and he has all of Northern California. Well, they've offered their soldiers to come out and help with any physical work that I need out there. So they would actually maybe even build the garden enclosure. They've offered to come out and clean up the logs from those trees that came down. And they've offered to help me concrete the roping box alleyway. So they've offered, it's just I need to set the dates up with them. And they're willing to come out here and do whatever Ione needs. I think Stacy had talked to them about the houses, Preston Circle.
Maybe when this COVID ends someday in our lifetime, and soccer starts moving through your road, that they can stand on the road and, take care of business or something,
Yeah, we'll see.
guard the gates.
We'll see. So any questions?
You guys have anything for Allison?
Sounds like things are moving along.
I have a question.
Okay.
The last time we talked, well, you were here, as I recall, there was some
Commotion?
commotion. Has that
That's a good
commotion
word.
died down?
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes,
good,
just disappeared,
okay.
so.
One thing I'll bring up is, I think your contract is up,
Yes,
and I think you should renegotiate it, and I think you got the short end of the stick on the first one, so.
We were gonna set up a meeting,
Okay.
renegotiate.
Because you've worked harder than anyone out there ever, and I don't think you should be paying what you're paying. You should have a deal
I
like
haven't been paying anything lately.
baseball and soccer. I think how they do it is they put a certain amount of money into the infrastructure, which you've done way more than what was expected, so.
I do take what it makes and put it back in. But I have to do that in order to get people in there. I mean, I don't mind doing all this, it's my job, but hopefully in a year or so, I'm not working as hard. But maintaining the park, being responsible for the weeding and the mowing and the trees down, 99% of my time is physical labor out there. So it'd be nice if I could just manage it and have somebody help me. I'm not getting any younger.
Anything, Angie? No?
Thank you for everything you've
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
And I have to agree with Stacy. It looks great out there, and I know I pop in and out of there whenever I have a few minutes, and it looks good. So thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you. I have a little bit of help. I do have some community residents that come out. One man, he rides for free, but he comes and he limbs all the trees and takes them away, and he'll mow with his little mower, and then a couple other people. One man was out there cleaning up manure, just because it was sunny outside and he wanted something to do, so I said, knock yourself out. But it's getting better out there, it is. People are getting better, they're respecting it more, people are paying, and they're starting to realize, this is our arena. So it's all good.
Great.
So, public comment, anything for Allison?
Yes, I have a question for Allison. Allison, you have a real nice little building out there for doing snacks and some food. Is the city still fighting you about that?
We haven't really talked about it, it's just that tough shed. It's not, it was just a 12 by 10 tough shed that I originally bought to sell concessions out of, but it's not equipped to cook anything. It doesn't have any water or,
Do you want to use it?
well, that's what it was. Originally, that would be the place to order your food, and then outside was going to be a barbecue area that was covered.
Do you still want to do that? There's a new regime in town. I was asking.
Well, it
We
could
got a
be
new
something,
inspector, we got,
well, it should be something that's put on the agenda and discussed.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna just open up a concession and,
Yeah,
I just wanna see some numbers, like, just if it's
yeah.
the dollars, like.
I think a trailer is better than trying to build a concession stand.
So
So-
Allison, my question then to you would be, if you had $20,000 to play with, is that where you want to put it? Or do you want
I would buy a food trailer, truck trailer,
instead of the other improvements?
yes. When you say other improvements, what are you referring to?
Well, I don't know in particular, I'm just saying there's been a little bit of a laundry list of things you'd like to have happen over
Yeah.
there.
That, food is the biggest
It doesn't have a
request
lot of money, so.
from people, even for one-day events. They're tired of tacos. They are tired of tacos. They want burgers, they want hot dogs, they want sandwiches, they want salads, they want a real food truck. So that's the first thing people ask when they call to rent the arena.
Are you suggesting that the city get up the track then and you would
Well,
manage it?
whoever gets it first would be great.
Whoever gets it first.
Yeah. I mean, I look every day on Marketplace and there's food trucks, but I prefer to get one that we don't have to worry, or I don't have to worry about fixing anything.
So are you saying you would own the food truck and do the concessions, or the city would own the food truck and do the
I would,
concessions?
either way, Just
Okay.
either way would work, because it's a benefit to the arena and it will bring more people in. Because people don't like it when they show up and there's no food. And then we're ordering the menus. So it would just give us a better attraction.
In the meantime, the last I knew, there was some problem with, that you're using that tough shed for concessions, so has that been worked out? That was kind of my question.
No,
You couldn't get a building permit, they wanted you to take it out, something like that. Can you,
they wanted me to get it permitted.
can they?
Isn't it under this permit size?
Yes.
City property.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept screwing with her.
Yes, that was the
It's under the-
issue. They wanted me to get it permitted, and then COVID hit, and so everything came to a halt. So,
I'm guessing the mayor can take care of that.
he takes care of everything, I hear.
Well, the permit, I didn't ever follow what needed to be permitted, just sign the piece of paper, somebody can take care of it, so. Anyway, thank you.
I mean, it could be something that could be used now, but there's no running water there. There's a refrigerator. I own a hot dog machine.
Drag it out back and make it a tack room.
Well, years ago, Gal used to cook tri-tip sandwiches
Yep.
and have sausages and things like that, use a crock pot, she brought water, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. They're underneath the crow's nest, and she did a pretty good little business and paid the city, 10% or what have you. So it can be done, but I mean, certainly a $20,000 food truck sounds better. Anyway,
Well-
Thank you.
Yes, before I came, everybody was cooking out there. Everybody who rented the arena brought a barbecue in or a group in, and so they had food. I just was told that I couldn't do it, so. Okay.
Larry?
Yeah.
I'll remember to say your name because people on the phone don't see that you're getting up. I just see that you're getting up, so.
The only thing I'd like to bring up, there was a trailer park, this was years ago, designed in the southwest corner, up there in a hill, and they could make a road back around the back, and it's a perfect place for it, and I thought there was like about 15 spaces in there.
Was it off of on the Brickyard side, right?
Yeah,
Like
but you go
back,
in through the
yeah.
arena and make back around the back where it's not so hilly, you just cut some of the hills down, take some of the trees out, and the biggest problem was the sewer.
The sewer
Which I
hookups.
don't think would be a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, sewer lines easy to put in, and the water lines, and you could put all the electric up there, and that would be something that's in the future. I mean, they had another plan there and it don't work, because they wanted to make the entrance where her thing is, and you start doing that, and I got proof that is not a legal entrance.
Yeah.
State might step in, you start doing stuff there. I had to go around with the previous super manager about that, but I went down and saw, and it's an illegal, I knew it was,
Yeah.
because it's not paved. But the thing is, you could do that, and I really think somebody ought to look into it. I mean, if you want, that would be, like she says, that'd be your ideal place for it, to be out of the way, and it's wasted ground right now.
Yeah, we had a whole plan for it, and I knew the sewer hookups were kind of a problem. It was capacity of the sewer, not that we couldn't put the lines in, but of the city sewer.
But somewhere there's some plans for that. I
Yeah,
never
there are
kept it.
somewhere.
But most horse people will hold their own crap for 2 days and not just take it home, or you bring a pumper and you don't need to hook it to sewer. They just mainly, I think, want
Power.
water and power, right?
Oh,
And water and power is easy to do. I can do that for you.
Yeah, yeah, they have their own holding tanks.
And sewer.
They don't need sewer.
Yeah.
yeah, they can go. couple
Because it's
days.
usually a 2-day event, right? Maybe 3, max. So,
Yeah, and you could make a dumping station there pretty easy in existing sewer lines. And you
Well,
could
there-
probably charge them.
There
for
is a
that.
septic out there.
Yeah. It's just an idea, I just wanted to bring it up, because it is a wasted space, and all it does is grow poison oak.
Yeah,
And a mountain lion.
yeah. Any more public comments?
Yes, may I comment again, please? If we're talking about up on the hill, on the south end of the arena parking area,
Yeah, you would know where it is, Lori, from when, yeah.
pardon, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've ridden a horse up there, good luck towing a rig up there if you're not doing that, I mean, without breaking that hill down completely, but other than that, why worry about the sewer? Just, you can't bring it, go up there unless you're self-contained.
Yeah.
You take, so you don't have to worry about sewer right off. I don't know about your other utilities, but that hill is no slouch. You're not gonna pull a horse trailer up there, I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I think they're talking about cutting into it.
Some cowboy would, but
Yeah.
a lot of work to make that usable space up there. Thank you.
Thanks, Lori. Any more public comment?
Do I have to get up?
No, you can speak
I
from
thought
here.
we were talking about the southeast corner, where they had already.
Where the current campgrounds are, is that where you're talking?
Where that clearing is, where they cleared
Correct,
all
where
the
there's
brush and
nothing there,
trees.
that they cleared it all out and it's
Right,
just
But they
dead.
didn't level it.
Well, it's leveler than the other side.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you would just need to go in there and clear it out, lay some base rock and water lines, electricity, and
Why was that area cleared?
Fire danger, fire hazard. That's why they cleared a ton of Howard Park.
But just behind it is more trees and brush. Why did they just clear the whole
Because we
thing?
can only afford 100 square. I wanted to burn the whole thing down, but
Yeah.
I was voted
They
down.
didn't like that?
I think we spent $10,000 on
Well,
what
and
you
we
saw.
had an area of quite a few dead trees. It wasn't just the trees, it
Yeah,
was
just
the,
shrubs
like the
and
trees themselves
crap.
were bad, so they cleared them.
Get Kenny to burn the whole thing down this year.
Just watch out for wildflower, don't burn down wildflower.
I guess sprinklers.
Okay. So closing public comment on that and future agenda items for commission member reports.
I think you guys should vote on so Janice don't have to be here all the time, someone to take minutes. Take her own secretary
Don't
kind
we
of
have a
time.
recorder though that would do it?
We have
It's
the
right there.
recorder on.
She can show someone how to do that, so she don't have to be here.
Right.
And then
Yeah,
you can
'cause
take
that's-
notes if you want, but it'll be recorded the whole time.
Yeah, and then it's just a matter of remembering what was on the agenda with, yeah.
Well,
Right,
somebody
right.
would have to take notes, and even if they're handwritten minutes.
How did they used to do it, Janice?
They used to do the handwritten Park and Rec.
I have never once gotten minutes from Parks and Recreation and I've been on here for 7 years.
Right. There,
I'm
in the
letting you
bylaws,
guys
it
know.
does state
Yeah.
that there should be minutes.
Okay.
So we would recruit the new member,
As a secretary.
find a court reporter, that would be the new member. I know one.
Oh, there you go.
I know you know her and she's gonna say no.
I know.
I think you should do that so Janice don't have to be here all the time for that.
Right.
Well, I think, so we do need future agenda, we do need another parks person, correct? We're
For
looking,
advertising.
okay,
Yeah, that's a
And
good
Janice can show any one of you how to run that thing.
or
I
you.
could do it for now, but I screw it up
you.
every time. I can record, but I can't take notes because no one can read my writing.
So, minutes. And then,
Yeah, I can sit over there and record, but if someone wants to do the actual,
Larry, because of COVID, are we kind of shut down doing any more on the train park? Or are we just waiting for the grant?
We're waiting for funds.
And Lori, I know you,
She's working on
yeah,
that.
you guys just mentioned that there's a delay right now, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Angie, any kind of,
No, I was gonna see about the, an update, but he pretty much just said it. It's kinda,
About the Nexus study, have anything on that?
I don't know where the Nexus study falls right now. It should have been,
That was one of our, we spoke
Complete.
about that last night at the goals meeting. Nothing has went further on that from, what, a year
so
and a
didn't
half
we
ago?
we paid someone to do it?
use your microphone, Lori.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nevin's gonna yell at me.
We did not pay someone to do it. We put out an RFP and awarded them the project. And it never went any further.
It's 2 years ago.
How about
They actually started putting the work together, but,
We had a presentation from him, like,
Right, well, right after the first, when they was just started.
okay.
They did a presentation to council as well, but
So what's council doing with that now? Do we,
that was one of the goals that we need to proceed with because nothing, it went out to RFP, it was awarded, and that was the end of it.
okay.
We need to get that on the agenda for when we ever have another meeting, train park. Keep it on there and force them to do something, whoever they are.
And Lori, we were waiting on grant funds, but we weren't waiting on the Nexus for the grant funds, were we?
No.
We put it on our,
I think you got it on the
It's on
Nexus
there.
study.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I approved
So
it.
those
Where were
are-
those funds coming from?
they're waiting, Lori, can you?
Can we discuss this now, or we have to put it on the agenda, because it's not on the agenda?
Yeah, we'll put it
Yeah.
on the agenda for the next time, just an update on the grant for, like, where it stands, we'll add that on there. Okay, and then if there's anything on the Nexus before then, if you would just pop it on there, we're a month out for Parks and Rec, so sometimes things happen and we don't. Larry's smiling, just for you on the phone. Anything else?
I think possibly Dan's lining on the trailer, or on the tennis courts, just to.
Just an update.
Just to
Yeah.
update where it's at.
Okay. And then, I think, like you guys had a goals meeting, we should probably do a goals meeting for 2021 as well, even though we don't have any funds, but maybe kind of a future, like, yeah, for sure, like if we don't have funds and we want something out there, you know, I'm sure you guys get requests for things all the time. Like, you know, the person that gave the skate park, to skate, let's get some ideas on what to do with that as
And
opposed to
actually,
just.
you do have kind of funds now, because I'm on the tribal committee with the Miwok Indians on the Buena Vista tribe.
Yeah,
And we give out $40,000 a month, and she wants a lot of that money to come here. So if you guys come up with something,
Food truck.
oh, we can send it to them, and we can,
food truck.
no Indian tacos,
Um,
and we'll see what we can do.
Right,
'Cause
right.
They do want to help the city of Ione in as much as possible.
So do you have anything from them that gives us ideas on what they're willing to commit to, or is it just kind of a, give us a good idea, give
Could
us
be
something that
anything.
will?
We've had fire departments request things, we've had Argonne football request things, because no one's fundraising anymore, so. She's really into parks and sports, she likes that, so, just so you know, she really wants to do stuff at Howard Park too. So if you come up with some crazy idea that you think is not doable, it might.
Let's
be
put a
doable.
skate rink on the next agenda. Because it's in the park already, it's already,
All you do is you get on the,
Makes money.
she's got a website, committee fund or whatever, and you apply for it, and,
Similar to Rancherita.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of punch list what you want.
They gave a bunch of money last year for homecoming.
Could we put the trailer on there, trailer
Yeah,
parking?
trailer park would be a good one to see
Maybe,
if you
yeah.
can get it. Even if we got the,
Because that would work for soccer and baseball.
I don't know if they got so much from the street, but even if they got the money for the water lines and some of the pads, I mean, like I was saying, that's a moneymaker for the city, even for her, but it's for the whole city.
absolutely.
I do think it's a good idea, though, to restrict it to activities
Yeah.
that are at Howard Park, not just to the general public.
Yeah.
I think it will take a whole different.
Larry, I'll look, and maybe not next agenda, we're already getting a little, but the following one, maybe I'll find the old plan. And we have a plan, I know I have it, I have a binder this big.
You've seen it.
I know it's in there, and I will see if I can find the old plan. Okay, so anything else anyone wants to? Okay. Someone wanna move to
I
adjourn?
move, so move.
Second.
All in favor?